Hey friends, thanks for joining us again today here at GP Knives. We are going to look at the WE Knife brand of knives and see if they're worth the price tag. Let's check them out. All right, Kitch, I would say that the number one question that we get asked here at the store, in the store, emails, phone calls about WE Knives is, are they worth the price tag? So today we kind of want to take a look at the whole brand. You know, they've been around a long time now, see if they've gotten there, and what we think overall, and try to help you decide if WE Knives are good for you. So what I want to start with is the hyphen, basically because it kind of encompasses a lot of what they do, just the materials, the lock, and everything. So let's go over that one for you.
Yeah, so this is the hyphen, like you said. It's a Gavco design. Basically, if you look at the hyphen, it looks a lot like a custom knife. And to me, that's kind of what WE does. So they take, you know, it's got contoured titanium handles, frame lock, lock bar insert, milled tie clip, 20 CV blade steel. That's all stuff that you would find on custom knives, you know, not that long ago. Like that stuff was pretty unobtainable in a custom or in a production knife.
Sure.
So they bring kind of the custom stuff to the production forefront.
Yeah.
That's kind of their whole shtick. Like if you look at all the other stuff on here, you know, most of them are from designers that, you know, would make custom knives.
Yeah.
You know? So that's kind of like what they do. And then to say, you know, is it worth the money? Well, yeah, I mean, you're getting a hollow ground 20 CV blade, you're getting full titanium frame. Of course, it's going to be worth the money. And the fit and finish is going to be great. You know, I used to run like the customer returns here at GP, and I never got a WE back, and I never got a WE from the factory that I had to send back for repair.
Right.
I can't say that for a lot of brands, really.
True. Definitely true. And like you said, just the attention to detail on these, just the fit and finish. We have a lot of guys that are worried about that. I just never see that as a problem. I think their grinds are great. Their edges are always nice and clean, super sharp knives. Like you said, it gives that custom feel in a production knife. I would call it an elevated production knife. That's basically what I would say WE Knives goes after. So why don't we take a look at a couple more here? Like you said, they collaborate with other people. It's not just in-house designs all the time. This one is a Ferrum Forge design. It's called the Mini Malice. It's a pretty nice knife.
Mini Malice is nice. So this one, once again, you know, you're getting those premium materials, really thick, chunky handle scales, maybe titanium. And it's a button lock. So that's one thing about WE also is they're not really afraid to, you know, mess around with different kind of locks. Obviously, they're the Civivi parent company. Civivi is all about button locks right now. You can get a button lock from Civivi for a good price, or you can spend a little bit more and get a full titanium one from WE. And
Very
then,
cool.
You know, that's kind of what they do. They bring different kind of locks too. Like if you look at the Vision, you know, it's got the super lock on it.
Yeah, I was just going to say the Vision R. They always venture out to different locks and stuff, which is cool.
This is a weird one. You know, we hadn't really seen a lock like this before. And then, you know, they're the ones to bring it to the market. Now you see a couple locks like that. So
definitely worth the money. I think that was a really popular knife. Everybody got it. And once they got it in their hands, they're like, wow, this is super cool, really fidgety. Just really neat looking too. Like they have their own look to it. I feel like that they separate themselves on these kind of really modern, you know, really cool, aggressive looks that not everybody's doing. You know, you might not see that in your everyday production knife. Another one we have here is the Roxy 3. A lot of people like this because it's just really like a nice, chunky frame lock, you know?
I love the Roxy. I think it's really cool. It kind of gives me Strider vibes. It's got that, you know, lock bar stabilizer. It's got kind of the oval hole. And then just the general like ergonomics, man, they're really good on this knife. I really like it. This is one where you can kind of tell that they took their time on it. It's got some really cool features, and then it's got, you know, you can open it with thumb hole. You can front flip it, maybe. You can maybe even finger flick it. So
totally.
Awesome little knife. Got that really cool kind of milled clip. It's got some, you know, funky swooshes going on back here. Like that's something else that they do. Like a lot of it looks really futuristic.
Yeah. And they've even done some different materials. So they'll do different handle materials. They worked with Ben Peterson on this one. Everyone might be familiar with the Banter. It's even gone to the Civivi line and the Baby Banter. But it's cool just to get different materials. Gives you a little different price point on those.
The Banter is definitely one of those knives where I'm glad that we was the people to do this. We was the people. That sounds funny. We were the ones... Not us, but WE Knife Co. were the ones to make this knife because it's kind of got, you know, that high quality feel to it while still kind of maintaining like this is definitely like a work knife, you know? All of these knives can work and cut stuff, but if you look at them, you know, something like the Hyperactive, like I don't know if a lot of people are going to buy that knife and go like start chopping away. This one definitely shows that we can make a true user knife too.
And definitely for the everyday guy. I mean, this is one that you're going to carry with you every day. You don't care, you can beat it up. That micarta is going to last you really good on there. Really good feel to that knife. Just a simple, straightforward knife. I think that's all Ben was going for on that knife for sure. And then they like to dress it up. We've had a lot of limited edition runs come through here with all types of different inlays, fat carbon and stuff like that. And this one really gets up there. You mentioned the hyperactive, but wow, this piece always blows my mind. The finish on that titanium is nuts.
This is really just kind of like one of those stunner knives. Like really blows cameraman Shane's mind whenever we pull this thing out every time. It's I guess DLC coated, and then they kind of like wear it down, and then they anodized it. So you get like the cool blue anodization peeking out. You got it in these like little 3 fullers here.
Right.
And then, I mean, they even did it on the clip. And it's got some fat carbon inlays.
Yeah.
And then compound ground, 2-tone blade.
Right.
I mean, this shows what they can do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
This knife from anybody else, a custom maker or something, somebody making that knife, that's $1,500 knife.
Right, exactly. Easy. And they've won so many awards over the years because that they're always pushing boundaries, and their quality is just excellent, and it's just proven when you handle one. I mean, this definitely is not like your typical EDC, but man, it's a really neat collector knife, you know, and it can be a hard user,
For sure.
Everybody's got different price points out there. So in my mind, I mean, WE knives are definitely worth it. I mean, it's just like a lot of brands where, you start looking at materials and you dive into, finishes, and you're like, wow, they worked really hard on this. It's got like a crown spine, or like you said, you got lock bar inserts and stuff like that. And you're just like, titanium hardware. I mean, I feel like these guys were one of the first to put bearings in the pivot. I just feel like they started that out, and they're like, we're going to do this in just about every knife, and really set the scene with the bearings. I mean, even all the way down to their Civivi and like Sencut lines, you can get bearings in a knife from like $40 to $80. I mean,
that's crazy.
That's pretty cool, right?
I remember whenever having bearings in a knife was like a crazy thing.
Right.
And those knives were all like $500.
Right.
I remember whenever we started out, I think that just the thing that held them back initially was like the aesthetic. They looked a little weird. I think that people thought that they looked a little cheap for the price that they were charging.
Sure.
And if you look at them now, that's definitely not the case. Now they have really cool designs, stuff like the Roxy, the Hyphen, the Vision. Like those things are really unique looking, but they look expensive.
Yeah. I think that they listen to customer feedback a lot too. I interact with them a lot when I'm doing the buying and stuff, and it seems like they'll update models, or they'll take it to the Civivi line and they'll do this, or they'll make a better clip next time, know. So I think that they're always hearing, your guys' feedback out there, and which is really cool. I think that's really neat, and they're like, what do you want us to do next? Who should we work with next? So it's really neat. They're great people to work with, just an overall awesome company, and their knives are great. I mean, we sell a ton of them.
A ton. We sell a ton of them. We sell a ton of Civivis. They're really cool about bringing like this expensive stuff like the Vision. Like they made that in a Civivi now.
Yeah.
So they really listen, and they really take care of the customer too.
Right.
So I think that that's something you don't get from some companies. There's some companies out there that are just kind of like stuck doing the same thing over and over. They don't listen. They keep putting their knives out at a higher and higher and higher price.
Right.
WE doesn't really do that. They're kind of just like, here's what you get. You get a really high quality knife. Here's the price. Yeah, it's going to be expensive, but it's going to be good.
I would also say that it runs a really good like line. Like if you're looking for, your price range, say on the WE knife, like you're looking at the Banter, it could be in the $100-some range, and then now they're going up to like $500, like you said, showing off what they can do. I mean, because they are really getting really good at that with the inlays. Some of their limited editions out there with their Damasteel, really slick knives. So yeah, I mean, WE knives is a force to be reckoned with, and I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah, it's a really cool discussion to have. We're happy to have you guys join the discussion in the comments down below. Guys, there's going to be links to these knives down in the comments, so check them out, and catch you guys next week.
Thanks for watching.